We're very pleased with the financial results that we've achieved, with a total revenue of about 8.7 billion naira for the group, and we kept expenses under check, a little over 3 billion naira. So, with a profit of about 5 billion naira, we're quite pleased, and that was why we were able to declare the bumper dividend that we declared today, one of the highest in our history, for 70 kobo on the naira. So that's about 3.5 billion naira.
And what prompted that?
We've received a lot of feedback from our shareholders that they would like to see us do more, one. Two, we are quite stable from a cash perspective. And so we're able to execute on our strategy without needing additional money. So we felt the best thing to do was to return it back to the shareholders.
CSCS in February 2018 launched a 3-year strategic plan. Talk us through some of the core elements of this plan.
So basically our strategic plan is to take us from 2018 to 2020. We wanted to focus on making sure that we drive efficiency within our core services, our core CSD services. We wanted to diversify revenue intake, so develop new business lines. And we also wanted to sweat our partnerships, go into new alliances and drive higher returns and higher impact from these alliances.
The 3-year strategic plan looks to essentially leverage on technology for process optimization and profitability. Now, that's me quoting the organization. Can you talk us through how this is essentially expected to work, and are we seeing early results already, being that it was launched in February?
Right, so that speaks to the efficiency that I spoke about. And we believe that the way you drive efficiency is to optimize your processes. First of all, study the processes, optimize those processes, and then automate them. In doing that, we realize that we are in the 4th industrial revolution, which is characterized by technologies such as big data analytics, cloud, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and all of that. So we want to deploy a vast array of those technologies to help us drive efficiencies and therefore better service our clients.
Now, I'll take you back a step. Before the 3-year plan, CSCS had an initial 2-year plan which recorded a few milestones. Some of them included the MOU signed with Strait in South Africa and Central Depository and Settlement Cooperation Limited, that's in Kenya. What essentially were the benefits that the organization has been able to derive from the partnerships formed?
Well, the first one is best practices. We're really able to understand how these highly rated CSDs have been able to achieve the kind of success they have. And the second one is capacity building. We're able to build our capacity and share knowledge with these entities. As you know, one of the things we launched in 2017 was a new clearing system, a new clearing platform. And in analyzing that clearing platform to determine some of the new features that we needed to have, we learned from Strait and some of our other partner CSDs. So I think that is a tangible exhibition of the benefits you can get from these partnerships.
Now, one of the core issues that were raised at the 24th Annual General Meeting held today was that of unclaimed dividends. I'd like to know your thoughts and strategies on this going forward.
So as you know, unclaimed dividend is a problem that has persisted in the Nigerian capital markets. And there's been a concerted effort by the entire capital market ecosystem led by the Securities and Exchange Commission to address the question of unclaimed dividends. Some of the new ideas that were put forth by the shareholders today include us working with the federal government to see if special courts can be established to help with unclaimed dividends. We note that the specific suggestion was based on a circumstance where the shareholder has died, and now the ownership of the shares has been passed on to their estate or to their children. The process of, passing it on is quite cumbersome in Nigeria. And there are many players in the value chain, if you will, from the courts to the registrars, to the brokers, to the hospitals where you have to get death certificate, and so on and so forth. So what we can do is to help to catalyze discussion amongst everybody in the value chain and see how we can drive efficiencies into that value chain and streamline it in such a way that you're better able to get stock assets or capital market-based assets going from one generation to another in a streamlined way that allows you to also get your dividends, because you cannot get your dividend if you don't have the underlying asset. So that is the particular situation that the shareholders have raised today, and we will look at it.
Now, the CSCS also plans to expand the capital market ecosystem by partnering with policymakers. That's according to the organization. Can you talk us through what nature of collaborations we should look forward to?
We believe in market-friendly policies, and so by engaging with the government to see how we can make it more attractive for shareholders to participate in the capital markets. For example, as you know, CSCS is a gold record holder, if you will, of who is a shareholder in the capital markets. And so to the extent that people can access their status electronically, even from their villages, through their handsets, is something that should be encouraged. To the extent that we can deal with this unclaimed dividends issue is something that should be encouraged. And so those are the kinds of things that we believe we should be advocating. How can we make it easier to do business in the capital markets and open up access for the various players to participate, most especially the retail investor.